Welcome back to Ozarks Fox AM. Today for my craft project of the week, we're going to brighten things up and make something for you to use indoors or outdoors. Take a look. Today I'm going to show you how to make a tin can lantern. Get a tin can, take the label off, make sure it's nice and clean, and then you're going to choose what you'd like to put on the front of it. Maybe this beautiful rose, which I found on the internet, which is quite intricate, or you can make your own pattern, whatever you would like to put. Just get a piece of white paper, fold it in half the long way, and then you can draw your own pattern. Now I decided to draw a tulip. That was one idea. And then you make sure to put circles all the way around on the tulip, which are going to indicate where you're going to put the nail holes. There's going to be nail holes all through this. This is what's going to help the light shine through so that you can see your pattern. There's a larger tulip and a smaller. Lots of options here. First thing you're going to need to do is to put water in your can, and you're going to need to freeze that. Now you're going to need to probably put it in the freezer for at least 3 hours. I left mine overnight. It just depends on how much time you have. Then I found these bean bags, which provide a really great place for me to place the can while I hammer the nail into the can. I'm going to use the rose. I just love it. So we're going to tape that on. Make sure you have some masking tape. Doesn't matter what color, just make sure it holds it in place while you're working on the surface of the can. Now this is going to melt fairly quickly, so you're probably going to need to start, it will start at the top melting first. First thing you want to put is a place to hang your lantern. So you're going to want to put a hole in each side. Make sure it's even, straight across. And after you put those in, get started as soon as possible. Like I said, this rose that I've chosen is very detailed, so it's going to take me a little bit to get this done. I used a smaller nail to go ahead and get started. You'll want to work close to the top of the can, like I say, because it melts there first. And you won't want to dilly-dally. As I say, it melts fairly quickly. And as you can see, the paper starts to get wet. And you don't want it to rip off of there before your pattern is complete. Once it is finished, you will take the paper and the tape off. And then you're going to want to get that ice out of the can. Now you can leave this can just as is, the tin can color if you want, but I had a couple of ideas. I thought the tin can was just a little bit boring. Once you've gotten the ice out, make sure you dry it off nicely. And I took it outside and sprayed this beautiful teal color. Let it dry for about 20 minutes, and then you can bring it inside and work on it. I found these really beautiful napkins that have little butterfly on it, which I love. And honestly, your pattern for the light is just on the one side. So you'll want to do something to the other side. But first, I decided a little bit more reflection was needed. Just a little bit of tin foil with Mod Podge on the back, on the opposite side of where the nail holes are. Make sure you don't crunch it up. That's going to give a little bit more light reflection when you put your candle in there. Now, speaking of those beautiful little butterfly, I put 3 on there and on the back, and they're very delicate, so be very careful. Once you get those on there, or whatever else you choose to put on, I thought it was a great idea just to Mod Podge the whole can, but you don't want to put too much because you don't want to cover those holes. You're going to want as much light to shine through those as possible. This is just going to give it a little bit of a sheen and make it nice if you're going to use this outside. Now I decided to put a little bit of trim on there just to be a little bit fancy, and we're going to use E6000 for this. So put it all around the bottom of the can. Now this is not always going to be lit up, so I just thought it was nice to make it just a little bit special so that you could display it anytime. Put that trim on there, clip it off so that it's right in the right place, and you can put those ends together. You're going to want to do the same thing to the top of the can. Again, I used E6000, and then we put that on the top. That's going to dry pretty quickly. Next is just to put the light in, and look at this darling little bungee cord I found that works perfect for a handle. Let me show you what this looks like when the lights are off. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love it. And here's the one with my own pattern. I think it turned out really, really nice.
This was really a fun project, Jeremy, and they're going to be great on the patio with the upcoming weather, you know, outside and that sort of thing. And here in a little bit, we'll take a little bit closer look at it. It's hard to see the light when, of course, it's daylight. But
and the studio lights.
And the studio lights are up. But it was really not that hard to do, and I think they're a lot of fun to make. Yeah.
What are your cute glasses, real quick?
Oh, these are just festive little glasses we got at Trader Joe's. Love those so much. We'll take a closer look here in a little bit. We'll be back right after this.
I like the glasses.
Yeah,
I like the cocktail. Summer cocktail.
That's what came in it. Yeah.